Hello, this is Tim Law with Playing It Forward Coaching, always encouraging your self-reliance. If you'll set a goal for yourself, develop a marketable skill, chase that skill by always going the extra mile, develop people and communication skills, you'll be amazed at what you can accomplish in this country. I have a guy here that is incredible. It's the third time on the channel, which, by the way, please subscribe to the channel. We have almost 600 subscribers, which I really appreciate. Randall Diabe, young man I met as a seventh grader back a dozen years or so at Hairston Middle School in Greensboro, North Carolina. So welcome, Randall, and I've got some questions for you regarding the coaching. So great to see you.
Hey, glad you could have me on here, Coach.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So I'll kind of sum up your high school career and college career. You were a four-time starter at Appalachian State at 197 pounds. Had an outstanding career there. You were a North Carolina state champion your senior year in high school. You also placed in the states. Just a phenomenal career overall. Now you're on the other side of things, as I have been too as a competitor, and then on the coaching side. What are some of the things that you've noticed or that were different for you? You know, moving to the assistant coaching scenario at Appalachian State.
Um, after my career, the things that really differ was me taking a role as a coach to some of my teammates.
Mm-hmm.
You know that kind of it took a while to get used to, and since the fact being on the team with them after so many years, and now they gotta look at you at a different level. But after that, it took some time to getting used to. But after that, they started respecting me some, and got mutual feelings for each other, and it started making the coaching easier. And it, it's not really much from a wrestling perspective to a coaching perspective. I see that it's not really much that a wrestler changed or anything. He really just it's not that much of a difference. When I became a coach, it snapped for me. Like I was like, oh, this is all I needed to do. And now, being a coach, that seeing that now, it's like, oh, that's all I had to do. Not trying to relate this to the guys that are on the team now, and just
Mm-hmm.
being being a mentor now is just on a different level. Not being a captain, but being a coach now is just
Mm-hmm.
it. It's just the difference is not really much, but that's what I realize now being a coach. I wish that's something that I realized that as a competitor, but now that I have that knowledge, I'm trying to relate it to the guys that are on the team, man.
Sure,
Just
sure. Yeah, well, and what's interesting is that I think because I personally know about your phenomenal work ethic, and which you have to have. I mean, if you're going to be a collegiate wrestler and coach or whatever, you've got to have a great work ethic, and I'm sure those guys have a lot of respect for how hard you work as far as and how hard you had worked as a competitor and now also as a coach. Would that be fairly accurate?
sir,
Mm-hmm.
yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah.
The
So
way,
go ahead.
yeah, the way the guys that were on the team when I was on the team now, and that I'm coaching now, they respect my work ethic and the way I'm trying to relate it to them. They see it, and they're trying to, let the other guys the young guys that are on the team, realize, the work ethic that has been put into this. And it's the same process. He's been through this,
Mm-hmm.
and they just buy in, stick to the process.
Yeah. Well, and I've always said for many years, Randall, that the great thing about this sport of wrestling, to me, it's the tightest fraternity in all of sport. You also have a scenario where, it cuts through race, it cuts through age, it cuts through all kinds of things because the stuff, you did as a competitor was the same thing, I was doing and my college coach and so on and so forth. So we all go through a lot of the blood, sweat, and tears, or whatever you want to refer to it as, because that's a cool thing as far as the sport is concerned.
Yes,
So
sir.
yeah. And now, what as far as your coaching and everything like that, I'm assuming because you are about 210 or so, you probably do a lot of the heavy lifting and working out with the big guys. I would assume, is that fairly accurate?
Oh yeah, yeah. I try to. I mostly go almost every day with the guys,
Yeah.
giving them that coaching feel.
Yeah. Well, and at the Keystone Classic, I did see your heavyweight there. He's a pretty good sized guy with 265, 270, or am I off a little bit on that? Or what's he weigh?
Mason, he was around upper 240s. Yeah, he's upper two. He was out 97. He tore his ACL.
Okay.
They make him talk him into gaining some weight.
Uh-huh.
He's walking 240 on a good day. He probably pushed 250.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So I mean, you're giving away some weight when you wrestle with those guys and everything. So what are the things as far as when you work with these guys? I know I saw you there again at the Keystone Classic down at the University of Pennsylvania, pulling a couple of your guys aside, kind of going over a couple of things with them. What are some of the main things, along with positioning or whatever that you try to show these, show some of these younger guys?
Um, just the basics. Just sticking to the basics, positioning wise. As a coach, I realize that you don't really have to do anything spectacular. You're just doing basics and just sticking to the basics, doing it hard, doing it on repeat over and over. You hit it hard, you just stick to it. Just
Mhm.
those basics looks phenomenal, and that's how like some of these great guys to look at. They hit the basic moves, and it looks really good because that's something that's been doing over time.
Mhm.
So after a competition, after a match, our guy, let's say he has a brain fart in the match in some areas he made mistakes in. Then
Mhm.
I just reiterate, just go back to the basics, little areas there. I mean, it's the same thing with working the room over and over. It's minor the little details. Just focus on the little details we can fix. But overall, we just try to tell our guys just go hard. Wrestle through every position, wrestle hard to the end of the whistle, and you
Mhm.
know all we look for out of you. So, if they do that, and they lose, we'll go back to the drawing board and just make corrections to the mistakes. But, other than that, I just try to give them the detail, be coachable and things like that. Just, just
Sure.
fundamental get you the long way.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and not only that, but what you're always trying to do too is create that muscle memory where it's action, reaction, the reshots and those kinds of things that can make a big difference in a match. Because the biggest difference I've always noticed with difference between high school and college, high school guys a lot of times their defense isn't that good and they'll literally bleed points. You'll see 11-10 or 15-13. So, but in college, you see these 1-0 or 2-1 or 4-3 chess matches, which one little move can literally win or lose the match for you. I mean, if you probably have seen that as well, would you agree?
Yes, sir. That's one thing I try to tell our guys. Like, and I'm glad you said that with our freshmen and some of our returners, you don't have to have a high scoring match. It's not high school. Sometimes you got to grind these matches out. It's going to be a tough match. You just
Mm-hmm.
find a way to win. It's not. It's going to be a 1-0 match or 2-0 match, 2-1 match. But just like going back to the fundamentals. Just staying solid and just grinding. And I'm really glad you said that because that's something we have been telling our guys.
Sure,
You know,
sure. Well, and that's the one thing that I really noticed is the defense collegiately. Defense on the feet is crazy. I mean, you get in on the guy's leg, the battle's just beginning. Whereas in a high school kid, a lot of times you get on the leg, you get end up getting the takedown if you have some pretty good technique. But in college, boy, you get in there, with a double or a single or whatever, a high C, and it's like, okay, here it goes, and then it's on, and the guys know how to play the edge. They know how to. There are just so many incredibly high level strategies for sure. As far as your other coaches, Randall, and what can you tell us about them, the guys that you work with? Because I've had an opportunity to meet those guys. At your wedding last June, which Jasmine, awesome lady, and you hit the lottery with her, Randall. I'll tell you that right now. She's a great young lady for sure. But some of the coaches that you work with, what are your thoughts as far as they're concerned?
so far so good. John Mark, he's still doing a phenomenal job of finding new ways to make the program better and achieve
Mm-hmm.
new goals. We ranked in the top 25
Mm-hmm.
we recently just beat UNC on
I saw
Thursday.
that. I saw you guys beat UNC. That's a nice win. That's a nice win.
I'm really glad our guy sees the opportunity, but he's been doing a phenomenal job on that, keeping everything in order. And Ian Miller, he's been doing a great job as well.
Mhm.
Ever since he's came here, guys took a liking to him, and he fit right in, and he just he bought in, and now he's a part of the family, and he's been doing a great job. So
Mhm.
practice has been going well, and just seeing the differences in our guys wrestling ever since he came in.
Sure.
Just having that new coach in the room from a different area,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, it really helped a
Yeah.
lot. So
They bring a different flavor in. They bring in some of their own style. There's other different wrinkles, obviously, that you see that way, I'm sure. Um,
sure.
as far as some of your the guys that at this point, I know it's relatively still early in the season. Who are some of the guys on the team that are they're really shining at this point? Their weight classes and their names. Could you name a couple of those, Randall, and the weights?
Um, right now we have our 149-pounder Jonathan Milner,
Hmm.
uh, turning two-time All-American, and is currently ranked, I think, eighth. He's
Okay.
ranked eighth, and excuse me. We have Caleb Smith, 125
Hmm.
in the top 20. He's, I think, top 25.
Hmm.
And we have our 165-pounder Will Formato. He's ranked in, I think, he's top 20, 21.
Hmm.
And 33-pounder Sean Carter, he's ranked as well. He's in the top 20s.
Yeah, well, I can see why, with this many guys, especially in those lower and middle weights there, that why you were able to take down a UNC or whatever. It sounds like dual meet wise, you guys got your very, very solid.
No, yeah, yeah. The little lightweights, they get the job done. Just
Hmm.
getting everything upper weights. We have some guys that are upper weight now, and then they're finding a way. And that's something still got room for improvement in that area. But those guys are coming through, and they made a big difference from last year. So
Sure.
hoping when it
Sure.
comes down,
Well,
you
the,
know.
the other the other question I want to ask you here, Randall, we'll get ready to close it up here a little bit. Um, why should somebody come to? I mean, I know why. Why should somebody come to Appalachian State to wrestle? Tell us about the great family tradition that you guys have there, and reasons why people should come to Appalachian State if they're serious about their wrestling.
Oh man, so great family culture here. Our wrestling team, to me, to be honest, the team culture we have now is at an all-time high.
Hmm.
As a coach, I wish I had when I was on the team, but great coaching staff, great community. We have great support staff, and we have a lot of resources here. For you to achieve the goal, for anybody to achieve the goal, and
Hmm.
one of the biggest thing we thrive in, is developing our guys. They're buying into the process, buying into us, and we buy back into them. And the sky's the limit. And you don't really have to be a big time athlete coming out of high school. You have some accolades, that's good, but you buy into us. Just buying process gets you a long way.
Sure.
And at the time, we take care of you. We always look out for you. We have family, we have events here. Let's say we stay here for break. We have some guys that we keep here for break, and
Hmm.
we take them to let's say we go to like okay, what's this place? There's a place called Bowl Family Entertainment. It's like an arcade, have bowling and all that
Okay.
stuff. So
Hmm.
like that. And we go paintballing and things like that. So it's a family culture. We have our guys hanging around each other. And,
Hmm.
great play, great resources. So
Yeah.
it really, there's nothing here we don't have that you don't need to achieve your goal. So
Hmm.
that's my opinion, and I feel like we've proven that over the years. So
Yeah. Yeah. No, you guys have had a great run, and it's going to continue on that way. Well, Randall, this has been great. Any last second thoughts? And can you hang for a minute or two when we get finished here?
yes, sir. No, it was a great show. I'm glad you had me on here. It was really great seeing you at the Keystone, and just you having me on here and talking more about my coaching, bro, it just made me just evolve some more. And, I really appreciate all that you've done, ever since all the years, still to this day, but, I really appreciate you having me on the show. And ever since I'm at the Keystone, I hope we can continue to see each other over the years and just stay in contact.
Yeah,
Well, great.
absolutely. Well, I love you like a son, Randall. You know that, my man. And
Oh,
as we're leaving, as we left each other there at the Keystones, we both said how we love each other. And I'll tell you that never gets old. Believe me, that felt so good.
yes.
One thing I was going to throw out at you though, man. Tell you, at the wedding reception, man, you got some dance moves. Holy mackerel, incredible! You were definitely making it work there for sure. I really enjoyed watching you enjoy yourself with your wonderful bride Jasmine. That's for sure.
I'm glad you could be there and see the moves. That was something I have. There's a skill to that.
You weren't expecting that comment, were you? Yeah. All good. All good. Okay. Well, can you hang for just a minute there, Randall, when we get done?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you so much. This was wonderful.